Get cool stuff for what you were going to do anyway. Drink beer. With Buy Beer, Get Gear from Labatt, you can just snap a photo of your receipt and upload it to the website to rack up points for exclusive merch. Get points for every purchase, whether you're grabbing a pint on draft, a case for a party, or a tall boy at the stadium. Any size, any product, anywhere you buy Labatt. Buy beer, get gear. Sign up now at rewards.labattusa.com.
What's up?
Congrats on the win.
Thanks, Steve. Where Paulie at?
Here we go.
I'm checking out. I will respond to you, but I'm done for the week. I'm done.
Steve is my favorite part of the show. How's that?
I like that. Thank you. Thank you for saying that.
Check for sound.
Pleasure to be on there talking with Paulie, man. He's a good dude.
I'm an idiot. I'll just shut up and let you talk. I was trying to help.
And shout out to Tupac.
3, 2, 1, and
This is Orange Nation.
Well, hello, Paulie and Steve.
With Steve Infanti and Paulie Sibilia.
Good afternoon, everyone. Glad to have you with us alongside Paulie Sibilia. I'm Steve Infanti. We've made it to a Thursday edition of Orange Nation. We've got John Schmelk on with us at 12:15 to talk New York Knicks and some New York Giants, mainly the Knicks. And then Jack McMullen, Q Sky, Marlins radio play-by-play man and host of the Just Baseball show. He will be on with us at the top of hour number 2. Plus, we'll mix in your phone calls throughout at 315-437-7644. What's up, Paulie?
Nothing. If you're watching on Q Sports Talk or YouTube, you're probably wondering what Paul is doing in the background eating a sandwich. Well, we're going to talk a lot of New York Knicks today, Steve. And our New York Knicks coverage is brought to you by Sammy's New York City Deli and Grill. It's authentic New York flavor. Is it good, Paul?
Very good.
Very good.
I mean, he's housing that sandwich, yes.
Chopped cheese. That's a New York thing.
Yeah.
Guarantee Steve's never had a chopped cheese before.
Well, I said, what's on it? And you said mayo, and I said, okay, Paul can have it. Paul can have it.
So there you go. That's all of our New York Knicks coverage. Games on ESPN. Brought to you by Sammy's New York City Deli and Grill.
It does look really good, though, and we tried the fries, and the fries are fantastic.
He is dropping.
I spilled stuff everywhere.
He's dropping. No, thanks.
You spilled some. You just dropped some ketchup.
I'm watching your dirty hands touch everything. I had fries before, but now that you've gotten your fingers into it, I'm out.
I think there is a sign somewhere that says no food in the studio, but this is an exception.
Yes.
An exception to the rule.
We always allow our sponsors food.
Correct. Exactly.
We try not to drop chopped cheese all over the floor, though.
It's just that good.
I mean, that's what you get for getting Paul involved.
Did you eat it off the floor? Did you do the 5-second rule?
No,
Come on.
No, he's going to go enjoy the rest of the sandwich out at the desk.
I once had our producers are going to go have lunch now, thanks to our friends at Sammy's New York City Deli and Grill.
I'm hungry now.
I once had an ice cube off the floor.
You did, and then you asked Bill Fitzpatrick about it. It was a whole thing. How's that new open coming along?
I just said it yesterday.
Oh, I didn't know if you worked on it last night.
No, just relax. It'll be here in the near future.
All right. You had a vision. I wanted you to strike while the iron was hot.
You don't just like debut a new open on a random Thursday.
Well, I didn't expect you to debut it. I was wondering if you were working on it.
My mind is at work, Steve.
Okay, circling it in your mind. All right.
Gavendo says get the chicken over rice at Sammy's. All right.
I'm in on that.
That sounds exactly. Could I have a piece of chicken boiled in the same water as the rice that was boiled?
I'm in on that. Man, did you watch the game last night?
I did. The Knicks did not play great, still won. I think they're a team of destiny at this point.
It kind of feels like it, doesn't it? You're right. They didn't play great. Certainly didn't play great for 2.5 quarters. And, down 14 midway through the third.
We've seen them do this before. They did it against the Celtics a lot.
We saw them do it against the Cavs in game 1, down 22, and they came back, down 22 midway through the fourth, came back, forced overtime, won in OT. They got the comeback started a little bit sooner in this one, down 14 midway through the third, and, Brunson just put him on his back, and he finished with 30. It wasn't just him, but down the stretch, it was him. I mean, it was find a way to get him the ball, and he's going to make a play, and he did. And he had the biggest play of the game. Spurs up one with, just under 2 minutes to go, and he kept that offensive rebound alive. Didn't get the offensive rebound himself, but kept the play alive. Knicks end up tracking down the offensive rebound. He gets an open look for a three in the corner, buries it. They go from down 1 to up 2, and they scored the last 11 points of the game, and they end up winning by 10.
I'll be honest with you,
remarkable.
Steve, I shut it off. But thanks to smartphones now, I get this notification that the Knicks have tied it up.
And you
turn it back on? There we go. Now, so much we're going to bed.
Turned it off, early second half?
Yeah. And then I got the Knicks have evened it up. And I was like, oh, my goodness.
I mean, Brunson was definitely involved in the comeback, but it was more of a team effort on the comeback. But down the stretch, it was, find their leader, and he made a bunch of big plays. And in terms of guys who stepped up last night, OG Anunoby was fantastic. He hit a couple of big threes during the comeback. He just does a little bit of everything. Josh Hart does a little bit of everything. Led everyone in rebounds and assists. He is the third player ever to lead all players in a finals game in rebounds and assists. Larry Bird did it in 1981. Shaquille O'Neal did it in 1995. It's pretty good company. And Josh Hart now on that list. 15 boards, 6 assists, 4 steals, 1 block. Talking about doing a little bit of everything.
Yeah, we got John Schmoke coming on to talk about the Knicks. We got to take a quick time out here, Steve, because we only got him for a few minutes. We'll get to him right away, and we'll keep him as long as we can so you can repurpose the interview for your show.
Okay, that sounds good.
I'm thinking about you today, Steve.
I appreciate that. All right, that was our opening drive. It was quick, but it was effective as we got out on time, and we'll bring on John Schmelk on the other side. It's our opening drive brought to you by Burdick BMW of Cicero and Burdick Toyota. We'll talk more Knicks basketball with John Schmelk next on ESPN Radio.
Catch Sunday Night Baseball every Sunday night at 6:30 on ESPN Radio Syracuse.
I didn't want to have to talk
yesterday
more.
when I asked you if you had a question for the hockey guy, and I was like, come on, give me one, because that's what I was thinking. It was like, if you give me one here, it's less you have to talk. That's your incentive to ask questions.
Why are you shouting everybody out? I don't know why that's bothering me right now. How about shout out, shut the hell up? Thank you. Okay, Karen. That's funny. I haven't. I'm going to actually go there next week, though. I've set up a date with our people, so I'm going to. Paulie is turning into an old curmudgeon. I was a young curmudgeon, too. Michael Antonio wants this to be his safe space, though, and he calls me a Karen. Why do you talk down to us and say we're stupid? This is a safe space. Yes, get off my lawn. Yeah, shout out Kim and Fonny's power washer. You better apologize to Steve. You don't say his wife's name. He'll slap the shit out of you like Will Smith, right? Get my wife's power washer out of your mouth. Whap! Knock you right across. Knock you to San Francisco. That sounds like they take a lot of time and care into your food. My psychosis, you don't know my psychosis. I sit at home killing animals. That's my psychosis. I just booby-trapped my apartment for Gaper. I'm going to see if I could catch him in a net hanging from my ceiling. Indy's my accomplice. Indy lures them in with her cuteness, and then I murder them. Oh, no, I have a book on booby traps written by Data from Goonies. What was the go-to eating place in Ithaca, Steve? Did you go to Hal's?
We had DP Dough was always really good in Ithaca. That was right by campus. Collegetown Bagels, that's where it originated. That was a go-to.
Sammy, Spadging, when did I say that I had eaten there? I said I had their fries.
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
Jesus. I don't know what Grant from Ohio is talking about, but. I live in an apartment. And
I've been to the dugout before, Super Cat. That was a good spot.
I live in an apartment and use charcoal. I've never used Superior Propane.
Okay.
Oh boy. No hitter gone. Avril Lavigne is our artist of the day. Featuring Young Blood. I don't know who that is. I'm a mess. That describes my life pretty much, Steve. I'm a mess.
I don't think I've ever heard this song before. Is it a newer? Is she still making new music?
She's a hit machine, Steve.
Is she? Okay.
John Schmelk has joined us. We're going to be talking New York Knicks again, Steve.
We are.
And every time we talk New York Knicks or you hear the games right here on ESPN Radio, it's brought to you by Sammy's New York City Deli and Grill. Authentic New York City taste.
All right, let's bring on John Schmelk now. 14-point deficit, John, with midway through that third quarter. It felt like it was destined to be a game one loss for the Knicks, and then we should learn by now, right? Not to underestimate Jalen Brunson and this team because he put them on their back, and man, they came through down the stretch of that game. What changed in your mind from the third quarter on that allowed them to win that game last night?
Hey, 14 points in the third quarter. They were trying to Cleveland at like 24 with 8 minutes to go in the game.
Yeah,
14
nothing.
points in the third is nothing. That's nothing. I think a few things changed. One, Wemby checked out of the game in the third quarter, and then Jalen Brunson just started taking the ball to the basket. And I think in the first half, the Knicks lost the Wembanyama minutes, the non-Wembanyama minutes, I should say. But in the second half, they really dominated and won the non-Wemby minutes. And I think that was a big part of it. Brunson hit a couple more shots. The Knicks shot really poorly from three. And then the first half, they did much better in the second half. Towns and OG Anunoby were really good at the start of that fourth quarter. They did a really nice job. And Towns probably played one of his best games as a Knick between his defense and his rebounding and then his scoring, driving around Wemby a lot in that first half, kind of carried the Knicks offense when no one else could do much. And look, their defense was just on point the whole game. And that was like the steady part of what happened in that ball game, where everyone's on a string. Every time Wembanyama tried to dribble, guys were kind of coming down on him to try to knock it away and strip. And, it's 7'6". It's hard for it to handle in traffic. You're just too tall. And I think you put all that together, and then, of course, Captain Clutch put on his cape in the final few minutes, made some big shots, and Josh Hart, it looked like there were 3 Josh Harts out there running around, grabbing rebounds, getting loose balls, getting steals, scored 2 points. I thought he might have been the best player in the game last night. So I put all that together, and I think that's how the Knicks walked with a 10-point win, even though they really, frankly, didn't even play their best basketball.
It's not analytics and anything like that, and you just said they didn't play their best basketball. We were just talking. Does this have a feel to you as a team of destiny, and we don't want to jinx it, but are you starting to get that vibe?
They're playing that way. I mean, they won 12 straight playoff games. Almost all of those games were by double digits. They've just dominated. And you get that feeling it could be. I hesitate to say it because the Knicks, and they haven't won in 50 years, so I'll believe it when I see it. And I was still sitting there with an 8-point lead with like a minute and a half to go, and I brought my daughter to the watch party in MSG last night, so we're sitting there, and I'm really nervous the whole game. My daughter finally looks at me, pokes me like that point, and she goes, "Daddy, are you still nervous?" And I looked at her, she was all happy. She's like, "They're going to win." I looked at her, I go, "Yeah, I'm still nervous. Do you know that Reggie Miller scored 8 points in like 19 seconds back in 1994? And she stared at me like I have 3 heads, and I'm like, I'll be nervous. And I literally said to her, I'll stop being nervous when the clock hits 0.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no doubt about it. And, it's funny. You said that Brunson put on his cape again, and we've seen it time and time again out of him, but yet somehow I'm still surprised when he does it. What allows him to be able to take over games the way that he does? He's given his size, just it seems like he shouldn't be able to do what he does night in and night out, yet he does it.
Yeah, you're right. I think there are a few things. One, just his shot-making ability. That fadeaway that he should have got a foul called on as well of the cell late in that game, where he pumps, steps through, and then fades away from like 16 feet. His body's almost like horizontal to the ground as he makes that shot. He's just an unbelievable tough shot mid-range shooter. I think that's the first thing I would point out is one of the reasons. Number 2, I think he has a little bit of the Eli Manning gene, right, where just his heart rate never gets too high. He's always calm in these big spots. He knows how to get to his spots. He knows what he wants to do. He has a plan. And he's been short his whole life. So he knows how to navigate these situations against taller defenders and still get his shot off. And he's special, man. And I'm not sure if the Knicks figure out a way to win this thing, and there's still a long way to go, 3 more games to win against a really good team in the Spurs. I'm not sure Jalen Brunson quite grasps the ownership level of this city that he will have for the rest of his life. Because I have never seen, the last time I've seen the city like this about a series and a team, I'm going to leave the Giants out of it because that's a one-game situation. It's not like a series like some of these other teams. The last time I saw a city like this was in '95 with the Yankees. Because the Yankees hadn't won in about 20 years. They last won in '77. And just the way the city was just on fire then is the same way I'm seeing it with the Knicks this year. Where if you see, like, I'm walking down the street, someone's like 50 yards away from me. They see me in a Knicks shirt. People are screaming, "Let's go Knicks" to me. Like people you would never think are like Knicks fans. It's really, really crazy how pumped up the city is for this.
Very cool. Let's go to the other side of things with the Spurs. And you mentioned that the Knicks did a nice job when Wemby was out in the second half. He wasn't out for very long. Yeah. I mean, he played 38 minutes. No. He did seem like he got worn down towards the end. Like, he looked gassed the last few minutes of that game. Finished 6 for 21. What gave him so much trouble last night? And do you think the Knicks can keep that up through the course of this series?
Their defense on him was phenomenal, and it starts with Karl-Anthony Towns. His first half defense on him was great. He didn't foul. And I think I talked to you guys before the Thunder-Spurs series was over, or maybe it was right after it ended. And I always thought the Spurs were a better matchup for the Knicks because I do think they match up defensively with the Spurs really well. They can put Towns on Wemby. Mitchell Robinson had a phenomenal fourth quarter defensive possession on Wembyano. He tried to make 2 or 3 different moves, and he could not free himself up to even get a shot off on that particular play. And they didn't even have to try OG Anunoby on him yet. Like, that's another card they can play that they didn't even have to go to in game 1. So I think Wemby is going to struggle in this series to create his own shot with the ball in his hands. I think where he can still do some damages as a screener, and when he rolls to the basket, you actually saw the Knicks commit, I think on purpose, fouls on some of those lob attempts before he could jump for the lob. So he couldn't get some of those lob dunks and ones. But I think that's where he's going to get most of his baskets. I don't like the matchups for Wemby in this series where he's just trying to score one-on-one. Because I said it before, every time he dribbles the ball and tries to get to the basket, Josh Hart's there. OG Anunoby's there. Mikal Bridges is there. And they're getting their hand in there. They're poking the dribble away. They're not making it easy on him. I don't think this is going to be a big Wemby with the ball in his hand scoring point series. That's going to have to be Castle or Dylan Harper, who I thought played a phenomenal game 1 for San Antonio. You know,
John, one of the things that I like most about watching this Knicks team play is that it seems like everybody knows their role and they accept that role and they do it well. And you talk about Mitchell Robinson coming in and playing the defense that he did and having 6 rebounds, and even Landry Shamet coming off the bench and 13 points last night. Hart, he doesn't score a lot, lot, but he gave you 15 boards, 6 assists, and was phenomenal. OG, hitting a couple big threes during that comeback as they pulled ahead.
Yeah.
Which player in that group of the 4 or 5, and I feel bad kind of calling Josh Hart a role player or OG a role player, but they're not. It's not Jalen Brunson, it's not Karl Anthony Towns. Outside of those two, who is the most important player to the rest of this series in your mind?
Look, I think they're role player plus, right? Where they can do all the stuff a role player does, but what makes them special players, which is why OG makes $40 million a year, which is why Bridges makes $40 million a year, is that they can do other stuff too. So, what role player in this league can look Victor Wembanyama in the eye, jab step him 3 times, and then hit a 3 right in his face?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what OG Anunoby did on that baseline 3 in the fourth quarter of that game. You don't see guys do that to Victor Wembanyama, right? Mikal Bridges only took 6 shots in the game, but he made 3 of them, and he had 2 huge free throws at the end of that game. Josh Hart, you talked about the rebounds, and I don't think I can point to one guy. I mean, I would probably say it's Anunoby just because I don't think the Spurs have a big wing that can really match up with them, and he can also get some defensive matchups eventually on Wembanyama. But that's why I think this Knicks team is so dangerous. These guys can take turns. All of them don't have to be great in the same game. If you get 1 or 2 of them just being really good, that's enough if Towns does his thing. That's enough if Brunson does his thing. And that's what makes this team, I think, so difficult for other teams to guard. Everyone on the court at all times can make a big play on defense or on rebounding or with the ball in their hands or as a shooter at any given time in the game to beat you. So there's nowhere to hide anyone. And that's, I think, what makes this Knicks team difficult to guard and what makes them special is that all those guys are unselfish and they all kind of have that clutch gene in their own way. And I think we're going to have moments for all of those guys at different points over the course of the series.
All right, one more basketball question, and I got one football question for you.
Yeah, sure.
The series is all about adjustments, right? And the Spurs lost the first game, so they're going to make adjustments. What do you expect to see in Game 2 tomorrow night from the Spurs? And do you think they even up the series going back to New York?
Yeah, great question. I think they do. If they don't, we could be looking at like a sweep. I would be very surprised by that because the Spurs are a good team. I think the easy adjustment is get Victor Wembanyama off of Karl Anthony Towns. And we saw that a little bit in the second half of that game where they tried to get him off him a little bit. I thought the Spurs would start the series with Wembanyama on Josh Hart and, kind of hide him there, let him, basically not guard anybody and just play the middle of that zone defense and let Josh Hart beat you. That's what the Cavs did at the beginning of that Knicks Cavs series with Mobley. And I thought that's what the Spurs were going to do. They didn't. So I would expect they start Game 2 with Wembanyama on Hart so they doesn't have to worry about Towns. Now, who you put on Towns then? Is it Champagnie? Is it Vassell? They don't have a great matchup for that either, so maybe that's why they're doing it the way they do. So I think that's the first big adjustment you are going to see from San Antonio. And then maybe the other one is more Dylan Harper. Because when he was in the game, he was phenomenal. And he was the one guy that could really create his own shot off the dribble for San Antonio. So I think maybe a little bit more Dylan Harper. Those would be, I think, the 2 big adjustments we could see from San Antonio in Game 2.
Yeah, 16 points, 8 boards for Harper last night. I do want to ask you one football question before we let you go.
Yeah.
Just your thoughts on the recent signings, including, and maybe at the top of the list, the Odell Beckham signing. What do you make of that?
I think those 3 wide receivers, Braxton Berrios, Juju Smith-Schuster, and Odell Beckham Jr., are all in the same category. They're competing to be wide receivers 4, 5, 6 on the depth chart, and they're going to have to stay healthy, they're going to have to play well, and they're going to have to prove it. And I was really impressed with Odell Beckham Jr. at the podium. He seemed like a different type of guy. He seemed like he matured. He understands that his role here is to be a helper and to just kind of be a guy in the room and be a leader and be someone that can help Malik Neighbors. And he seems to accept that and understand it. Now, we'll see if that ends up being the case. It's easy to say those things, another one to demonstrate them, but it seems to me that he has grown up a lot since I've last seen him speak and since I've last spoken to him. But I don't think we're looking at a guy that's going to be a starter and play 60 snaps. I think he's a guy that's going to be a contributor, a role player, and we'll see if he can stay healthy throughout the summer and make the team.
All right, John, I know you got to run. We appreciate the time and enjoy Game 2 tomorrow night with your daughter, and hopefully we're talking next week about Knicks basketball with you again.
Always appreciate it, fellas. Anytime. Happy to do it.
All right, John Schmelk joining us here on the show, and with that, we'll hit
Good
a
job,
timeout.
Steve.
We'll open up the phone lines, 315-437-7644. We are back after this on ESPN Radio.
Mics are on, so don't say anything weird. Yeah. Just sit right over there and hide under the... Yeah, that's fine. For an hour.
Every like 10 to 15 minutes.
We have to hit it hard out at 56, so... At 12:56, we're going to take a break. To start the top of the hour. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
And she's what's she interning for?
Everything.
What do you want to do? Sure. Okay.
No. I don't.
Yeah. Behave yourself.
You're more of a worry than me. To make people feel...
This is like me. I'm big. Okay.
I asked a question in that interview. I'm talking to the chat, sorry. How dare you? Gaper, good to see you. Always hello. Yet you call me the jerk. I like that it shocks you guys that I let Steve do the interviews. If I have questions, I ask. It's kind of our thing, right, Steve? I talk to the chat. Steve does the interviews. It's a trade-off. That's why he doesn't talk to you guys. We've got a chemistry. Let's start fresh. You can't come out and call me a cuck and then say, let's start fresh. Get the hell out of here.
You get your breaks during the interview. I get my breaks during the breaks.
Yeah, I'd rather do the interviews and talk to you guys. That's for sure. Moontan 44. We can try to start over fresh tomorrow. Thank you.
What do you want to talk about here? Because yesterday when I started to bring up Mama Tovich, you didn't want to talk about it. So what, do you want to?
No, we'll talk about
keep
it
talking Knicks right now? Or
no, let's talk.
There's somebody on the phone.
Oh,
what do you got? You got to scroll up.
It's on. It's getting pending still. Settle down.
Oh, Scooter.
All right. I'm raw and relatable. Your mom said. Boom! No recovery, right, Steve?
You can't come back from that. What does that mean that I'm distant, Tronic?
You're distant. You don't talk to the chat.
Well, that's not true. I talk to him sometimes.
You're not relatable. What Knicks ticket giveaway? Spelling knowledge wrong is funny to me. That's like the fragile. Yes, you're a diva and I'm sexy, Steve. I think that's the best. I might have the voice guy voice that. The diva and the sexy one. When they told me I was doing this show with you, Steve, this is what I thought. So much for my happy ending. just going to ride this into the sunset.
we're still doing it together all this time later.
Chase Syracuse coming up this weekend, Steve. Might take India out for a walk there. I don't even have a choice anymore. I just
You walk out your door and you're there.
Yeah.
You've arrived.
Here, taste that. There's your taste. It's happening this weekend. Check it out. Fuel will be there. The arcade is also performing on the main stage. Big 80s cover band. Love them. Love them.
All right, let's go to the phone lines. We got Scooter in
Speaking
Janesville.
of the 80s, here's a guy in his 80s.
Scooter, how are we?
That's it. Getting closer, buddy. That's it. The choice is that or unfortunately, the other choice. I have to take the 80s.
Yes, definitely do that. You don't want to end up like one of Steve's horses.
Hey, Paul, when you're checking on Scatman Crothers, wasn't he in a sitcom, Chico and the Man, with Freddie Prinze?
Yes, he was in that also.
Okay, see, that's why I told you, I got selective photographic memory. I remember him from there.
Steve, I bet you didn't think we'd still be talking about Scatman
I
Crothers
did not.
3 years later.
Hey, listen, you know, I'm not surprised about the Knicks. In fact, I mentioned it a couple of days ago on your show after kind of watching everybody. Now, Wendy, to me, I don't know. I know he had blood clot issues, and I know he's got circulation problems, but he just looks like he's winded from the start. I mean, how many times was he taken out? 3 times? And to me, I said if they can make him run and make him work hard on defense. He even mentioned it. I forgot what series it was. I don't know if it was the OKC series or what. He says he's spending too much energy on defense. And I'm sitting there laughing. The guy's 23 years old, and there's so many TV timeouts. And in fact, between the quarters, it's so long you could actually grill a hamburger on a George Foreman grill because it's so long in between quarters. I don't understand that players getting tired, and it looks like they just take out players. It doesn't matter what game situation was. Like when the Knicks were making their comeback, he was on the bench. And to me, it's like, I can't believe that, he has to have so many breaks, but I don't know if it's a medical issue or he just can't get the stamina going or what, but man, he's 23 years old. And I'm thinking the days like, Paulie, I keep talking about the 80s, but I don't remember Jabbar and Patrick Ewing and Elijah coming out and must win games. I just don't see it, and I see a lot here. But I think my man, Steve, number 44, Shannon, I'd mentioned that before. Nice, quiet 13 points, hit a couple key threes.
He did, yeah.
When it was supposed to be.
Hit a big basket off an inbounds pass, too, in that third quarter. Yeah.
2 of them, actually.
Yeah.
And to me, if you watch the playoffs, he's been amazing, and I'm sure he's going to make a lot of money because I don't think they're going to have troubles re-signing them on the other people the way that they play shoot threes. But just one thing, if you have a foul, it's amazing that the road team that wins the first game in the series has gotten clobbered in the second game. Just for betting purposes only. If you're talking entertainment, but to me, I think the Knicks are actually just as good as they are in certain areas. I think they're better, and we'll see what happens. And I like the Knicks coming in the series plus 170, and then we'll see what happens.
Yeah, and I'm with John Schmelk. I do think the Spurs will bounce back tomorrow, but they go back to MSG. If it is 1-1 and it is advantage Knicks, and that place is going to be electric. And I agree with Scooter Paulie in that I think the Knicks they're right there. They're just as good as the Spurs, and I think we saw that last night. Now, neither team shot the ball all that well, and that will change, I'm sure, moving forward. It was a game where they were feeling each other out. But the Knicks create a lot of problems for the Spurs. Karl Anthony Towns is a problem for the Spurs. Jalen Brunson is obviously a problem for the Spurs. And all those role players doing their job and doing it well, that's a problem for the Spurs. So, I think the Knicks are very much, neck and neck in this series with the Spurs. I think San Antonio came in favored for a reason, but now I think it's a toss-up here the rest of the way.
I'm finding it hard to concentrate, Steve, and you know why. I'm like a 5-year-old. He used a reference of time that I can't figure out. He said you could cook a burger on a Foreman grill in that time. And so I don't know if that's fast or slow.
No, he was saying that the breaks between the quarters is long. So you can
but
cook a burger.
The Foreman grills are fast because it cooks on both sides.
Yeah, but I think his point was like it's several minutes.
Yeah, but then you got to over exaggerate. There you go. You could cook a turkey in between the timeouts. The Foreman grill is fast. You could bake a potato.
There you go.
Okay. So the Foreman was a bad analogy. I'm just helping him out here with his timing.
Well, it got our attention, though. So
it
served its
absolutely
purpose.
ruined his call for me because I couldn't concentrate on anything else.
Served its purpose. In regards to Wemby and the amount of minutes he played the most minutes of anybody else last night. I get why he was gassed down the stretch. And the other thing, too, is the Knicks didn't shoot the ball well, but they did play fast. And they were fortunate that the Spurs didn't shoot the ball well either. And it was, for the most part, even though it was 105 to 95, it was a fast-paced game.
You ready for this question, Steve, from Alphabet Guy? If the Knicks sweep, do they go down as the best team ever? There probably wouldn't even be a top 10 championship team, right?
Well, I mean, they would go down certainly in the best postseason runs of all time.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, the
best
Warriors,
teams, though,
the Warriors had one
the Bulls,
where they won, 15 games in a row, I think? So something like that.
Those Bulls
in the postseason.
Teams, the Lakers,
for sure.
Showtime.
Yeah, for sure.
No.
But I mean, in terms of like, if he's talking about
runs,
about postseason runs, I mean, you can't get much better than what they're doing right now. And he's suggesting
it's not
a
the
sweep.
best team ever.
No, but I mean, you would have to look at most dominant. Right? I mean, they've won 12 games in a row. 11 of them have been by double digits, right? And they've obviously won a ton of games on the road during that stretch. So it has been truly remarkable, and it felt like, I don't want to say it felt like the game was over. It didn't feel like the game was over. It was midway through the third quarter, but you didn't sense that a big run was coming. And they flipped a switch, and they flipped another switch down the stretch. Spurs took the lead by one in the fourth quarter with 2 minutes to go, and Knicks scored 11 straight. What? Why?
I want to get to something that's been on our rundown. I don't want it to be on the rundown tomorrow. All right?
Okay.
It's been on there.
Hard stop to this conversation.
Yeah, so the Knicks are done. I'm beat on the Knicks. You want to talk Triple M? Mark Morano.
Mamatovic. Apparently you do want to talk about this.
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like you've been avoiding the topic.
I don't want it to be on the rundown tomorrow, Steve.
You just want to get it over.
It's because we're like secondhand barfing up what Donna Dakota did, but yeah, I'm for it. I struggle with the young foreign players just because they haven't amounted to anything for Syracuse since Marek Dolezaj, really. Like, there hasn't been one that's come and made a difference. They all been one and dones and gone somewhere else. And I find it hard to get excited that someone's coming from overseas and is going to see the court even.
Yeah, I mean, they've had a few that have panned out, like
Christoph Ozhinak.
By Musakeda,
Yeah, they have. I'm just saying, recently I've been left scratching my head.
I think, the reason we do bring this up is, Donna talked with both his head coach of the Slovenia U18 team. She talked with him a little bit as well, Mark himself. Some other big-time programs were in on him. You remember when they signed him, it seemed random, but Louisville was in on him, Ohio State was in on him, Texas was in on him. And his coach on that U18 squad describes him as a scorer, as a shot maker and a really good three-point shooter. And I think that, hearing Mark himself say that, Jerry told him that he's a big part of what they're trying to do, and it sounds like they have plans for him, and that this isn't just a depth piece. This is a guy who's going to come in and have every opportunity to make an impact, especially with his three-point shooting. And he's got size. He's 6'6". He's got that international experience. It sounds like he could have come here a year ago, but wanted to stay there and go up against the pros that he played against and become a little bit more physical in his game before he came over to the U.S. because he knew he would see a physical brand of basketball over here. And it sounds like he feels like he's coming at the right time to make an impact this year, as opposed to if he came last year, maybe he would have been a year away.
Yeah. And we'll see. It's a kind of a crapshoot, it feels like to me so far, with players that
Well,
are...
you don't need all 12 or 13 to be great. You need 8 of them to be really good. And so, that's fine to be skeptical. And you're right. I mean, there's several players on this roster we just don't know anything about, and he happens to be one of them. They don't all have to be great, but if one or two of them, comes in and makes an impact,
and
then
Louisville and Texas being after him means he's pretty decent.
Yeah,
but we said that with. Soiree came over last year, and we were like, oh, yeah, Baylor wanted him, and he never saw the floor. And, we were breaking down how good the league is that Fennell played in last year.
Right.
And he never saw the court. And Peter Marstorovich came and went. And, so we're in a 3-game losing streak when it comes to overseas kids or
some
kids
of it,
from
though,
foreign countries.
In the defense of the coaches on some of those guys you just mentioned, though, you bring them over here, you don't necessarily think they're going to make an impact right away, and then you don't get to see their development. Fennell was here, and then he was gone. And Majstorovic was here, and then he was gone. And then he goes and develops somewhere else. Yeah. And so I think with Triple M here, the fact that he maybe waited an extra year to come, even though he was probably ready last year, it sounds like, again, listening to him and listening to his coach talk, he probably could have come last year, but might have been in that boat of not quite ready, doesn't play a lot, unhappy with his role, and then he goes somewhere else and tries to get some more playing time somewhere else. So maybe coming a year later will help him see the floor and find a role that he likes, and maybe he sticks it out here for a little bit.
It's such a weird world right now with college basketball. Like every year is like opening a gift. You don't know what it is. You're just kind of guessing every year.
That's deep.
You know what you got in Sadiq and Kyan, and the rest of the team's just, okay, we saw you play at Siena. We haven't seen you play 31 games at the Power 4 level. Never seen you play or heard of the country you're from. I saw that tape of you. Boy, are you skilled. You're skilled for a big man.
Man, you won't let that go, will you?
No, but it's...
I don't think that was a hot take to say I don't think he's a project. That's all I was saying. It's like
but we don't know. Like, he might have rock hands for all we know. We didn't see him catching the ball. We didn't see him back to the basket stuff.
We saw enough in that tape. You wouldn't be able to do that if you were a project, in my mind, in my opinion.
Yeah. And I think that the leadership from the top down will be better now.
Yeah. And
I don't think people realize like how competitive Jerry is. Like he was doing his this is my take on how competitive Jerry is. He was doing his show at Tully's one day, his radio show. Some little kid came up to him and said he would smoke him and pop a shot. And Jerry absolutely like crushed the soul out of this like 13-year-old kid. Because the kid was like literally just yapping at him the whole time. And Jerry just finally said, all right, let's go. And he just lit him up right in the middle of Tully's.
That's a great story. I remember you telling me that when it happened too. Yes, that is a great story.
So that's my how competitive Jerry is.
And again, I think that the fact that did he want to have to go to Siena first? I'm sure he didn't. In an ideal world, he would have loved to have gotten the job 3-4 years ago and been the head coach here right after Boeheim stepped down. But he went there, and I would say he's better for it. Things have a way of working themselves out, and he went because he felt like he needed to go and get experience. He did, and I think now he is much better equipped to run this program than maybe he would have been had he taken over when Jim Boeheim stepped down in the first place. And he's got a plan, and he's laid out the plan, and now it's time to go out and execute the plan.
All right, let's take a time out, Steve.
Why do you have a smile on your face?
I'm just because Ryan Mullen said so. Jerry picks on little kids. No, this little kid was just running his yap, and Jerry took his soul.
Shut him up, I guess. All right, 315-437-7644. We'll check in on the market next. We'll wrap up the first hour.
Were you your dad let you win kid?
No.
Neither was I.
No.
My dad had hit me in the ribs with a baseball.
No, my dad is very competitive, and we would play basketball in the driveway, and no, he would not let me win.
I remember
Golf, same thing.
I got a hit off my dad playing Little League, and he put one right in my side.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I don't know if my dad's ever thrown at me, but
Yeah. You got to learn. That's a good
that might be
lesson to
next
learn.
level.
No, it's not.
He never let me win.
Golf, yeah, my dad would come out.
Because then it takes away from the accomplishment.
Did you? I don't think I ever beat my dad at anything.
I've never beaten him in golf. Never beaten him in golf.
I definitely know my brothers never let me win. And even in board games, it was fist fights would break out after.
Definitely. Understand that 100%. We'll take a time out here. We'll check it on the market, and then we'll kick off hour number 2. You're listening to Orange Nation on ESPN Radio.
No, it was not me who was the little kid. I also remember Jerry playing Papa Shot at the hotel in Albany in the Final Four, and he hit like 100 in a row. Hi. Yeah. You could just pull up a chair right there and sit. We are on right now, but we'll come back in like 4.5 minutes. Our mics are always on, so.
There's a live stream, so it goes over like Twitch, goes over YouTube, so those streams can hear everything we say. The people on the radio can only our radio listeners can only hear us when we're back. But the mic,
Yes.
not on the radio.
Not on the radio, but on the stream.
So just be aware.
They can't hear you, they can hear us.
Yeah, because we're in front of the microphone.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So you can come at the top of the hour around then too, if you want. We got a whole another hour left. So, all right. Okay. Yeah. If the light's on, though, we're on. So if it's off, you can come in. All right. Yes. It's a girl who's interning, and she's going to sit in and see what we do. You won't ever see her, guys. Ready, gone. Doesn't sound anything like him.
Why do they use this as an example?
It's not an HR nightmare. He does. He hears everything, sees everything. He's Rockwell.
You got some baseball questions?
I got all the questions about baseball, Steve. Oh, I had a frittata for dinner last night.
Oh, was it good?
So
Did it live up to
good.
the hype?
Oh, yeah, it was good. Had broccoli in it, so you like broccoli, sausage, cheddar cheese, potatoes, Frank's hot sauce on top. You wouldn't have had the hot sauce, right?
No.
My parents bought us boxing gloves, and that had been the dumbest thing they ever did. Nice sausage. Now that I'm in an apartment, I just throw them in the slow cooker all day. Sear them and then throw them in the slow cooker. Come on in. I apologize in advance if I start yelling at people. They say mean things about me, and I argue back. Yes. We seen her. Good English, Ryan. We saw her hair. Did I already play this one? Avril Lavigne is our artist of the day. I'm with you, Steve. This could be our theme song.
Could be.
Slow skate, though.
Could be. All right, let's check in on the market here as we wrap up the first hour. Mike from Lee Baldwin and Company. Mike, how's the market doing today?
We're having a pretty good day, guys, especially in the Dow Jones, which is up 926 points or 1.8%. So big day for the Dow. Kind of an opposite day. The last 6 months or so have been led by the NASDAQ and the technology stocks. But today the NASDAQ's actually down 35. It was down a lot more than that on the open. So we've seen a lot of rotation from technology into some more traditional Dow Jones stocks. And part of the reason for the sell-off in the NASDAQ was our dog, which we'll start off, which was Broadcom, a semiconductor company, which is one of those stocks that kind of led the way up. But they had earnings last night, and the stock's trading down about $67 to $412 a share. So that led to some weakness across the board in the semis. Plenty of dogs out there, but we'll go. One of the leaders in the Dow is UNH, United Healthcare, was upgraded today, and the stock's trading up about $20 to just under $400 a share. So overall, a really good day, and let's hope this momentum continues.
Excellent, Mike. That's what we like to hear. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you, guys.
All right, all the diamonds, none of the dogs. Be sure to visit LeeBaldwin.com, Paulie.
Your defunct store of the day, Steve, is Borders. Remember Borders?
I do remember that.
At the Destiny?
Yeah.
If that was the original, what was it? Carousel Mall back then.
Doesn't exist anymore.
No,
when did it go out of business?
In the 90s. It used to be you could go downstairs. They had like the magazines, and the books, and the videos. I would read all the self-help books to make myself a better person at Borders without leaving or buying them.
It's too bad they went out of business.
I would just
you were just starting to improve.
I was stealing knowledge, and then they went out of business.
Just starting to improve.
Halfway through my book, How to Be a Good Radio Personality.
So you got half of it at least. That's good.
Yeah.
All right. Got half of it.
I should have read How to Be a Good Person. Do anything interesting last night while we kill the last 3 minutes?
I was going to get to our Yankees update. Did I do anything interesting? Well, that actually ties into what I did.
We have a hard out at 55:20 of this hour because the Yankees start at 1 in Utica.
Oh, I'm glad you told me. Was that in your radio book?
Yes, hit the hard out
to tell them on air.
Yeah.
Or should you have told me in the commercial?
Do your Yankees update.
Okay, it's time for our Yankees update. It's brought to you by Wildcat Sports Pub in Camillus. Yankees lost to the Guardians last night, 5-4. Jazz Chisholm went deep. Garrett Cole, though, struggled. 3 home runs given up. He gave up 4 earned runs in all and 5 in the third innings. They've lost back-to-back games now, trying to avoid the series sweep this afternoon. As you mentioned, they're just about to play 1:35. First pitch, Carlos Rodon on the hill for the Yankees. And my Athletics winning in extra innings last night over the Cubs, 5-4. Came from behind, down 4-2, forced extra innings, win in extra innings, and now they're in second place in the AL West.
My Padres are bad. Lost again yesterday. But East Coast losses are more tolerable because I can go to bed at 9 o'clock. And then I get woken up by alerts that the Knicks have come back, so I have to get out of bed and go watch TV.
So you saw, the end of the third quarter and the fourth quarter of the Knicks game?
Well, I watched the first half.
And then the middle, you were like, they're going to lose.
Yeah. Yeah. Do anything interesting extracurricular last night, or did you work?
I mean, I worked last night. We had the game 1 on Channel 9. We've got Stanley Cup Finals on Channel 9 as well. So we'll get back to hockey tonight on on Channel 9. But no, it's a busy time for us. I know that obviously SU is done, but it's very busy with high schools. Sectional finals have, for the most part, wrapped up. It's out of the state tournament for a lot of teams. 3 of our local boys lacrosse teams played last night. All of them won by a lot. And now
did my old alma mater win?
West Hill girls are in they've won the sectional title for the first time in history. So they are playing tonight in the state regionals for the first time ever. So
Interesting.
West Hill girls are moving on.
I made a frittata last night, Steve.
Yeah.
Very proud of myself.
You teased it during our WSYR Plus show, and you...
It was National Egg Day yesterday.
It was. You celebrated.
So I made a frittata, and it was good. I sometimes amaze myself with my cooking.
Yeah. I do like a good breakfast for dinner every once in a while. It sounds like that was very enjoyable.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a national day or today or not, but good news for the chat. Having ham for dinner tonight.
Put you in a good mood. Are you already in a good mood, or is it a post-ham?
No, the thought of ham makes me happy, Steve.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
Good.
It's a honey glazed.
So it should be a very pleasant second hour here on the show. Well,
I'm closer to ham.
Yes. All right, we're going to take a break here. Hour number 2 starts next on ESPN Radio.
Woo, hard out. I enjoy ham. Sorry. Nobody cares about my cooking. I do. I'm host of the radio show. No. QSportsTalk.com. Let Paul cook. Yeah, that's a good... That should be the name of my show. Let him cook. Boneless chicken thighs and salad. How was the Mando movie? I enjoyed it. It was fun. If you're into monsters and fights and explosions, you'll love it. And cute little things, you'll love it. It's just got nothing to do with Star Wars. So I did buy a ham steak the other day for dinner tonight, and it felt like a sad old single man dinner. I don't know why. Just buying that prepackaged ham steak is a sad thing for me. It seems like what a lonely person would eat if they lived alone. I guess Spam would be worse. Saw Masters of the Universe last night. You like it? Okay. I played with those toys when I was a kid. Put an egg on it. I might. I bought eggs, so. Am I a fan of any other sci-fi? Yeah, Indiana Jones. I'm a bigger Indiana Jones fan than I am a Star Wars fan. Jill, what's up? He-Man was probably the end of my toy life. Like, He-Man was the last thing I collected before I was too old to play with dolls, like toys. Chicken pot pie and diet Pepsi. I've had that. I don't normally eat chicken pot pies though, guys. I had that once because I saw it and I was like, I haven't had a pot pie. Dominic's chickens that are named after us are laying eggs, 3 or 4 eggs a day, Steve. I bet you my eggs taste the best. Bet you my eggs are the biggest, too.
Did he ever name the fourth?
Oh, yeah.
one?
What'd you name the fourth one? Why did it bother you guys so much that I had a chicken pot pie one night? Yeah, they take an hour to cook if you cook them in the oven, which I did. I'm not eating something out of the microwave all rubbery. What the hell's our top of the hour?
We got the interview.
Oh, Jack Mullen. I follow him on Twitter now. He yelled at me last time. He guilted me into it was a guilt follow. Skater Boy, as we roll into hour number 2, Avril Lavigne is our artist of the day. Steve?
We are driving into our second hour. It's brought to you by Burdick BMW of Cicero and Burdick Toyota as we bring on, as promised, a Cuse grad himself. He is the voice of the Miami Marlins, and he is the host of the Just Baseball show, Jack McMullen, joining us on the program. Jack, always great to catch up with you. How are things?
All good, man. I'm walking around Miami right now, and I guess Avril Lavigne's the artist of the day, so a good day just got better.
Yes, and you guilted me into following you last time we had you on so I now follow you on Twitter.
It's been a year, man. I hope it's okay now.
Yeah. We're officially social media friends.
That's right. It's social media official.
It's awesome.
So before we get into just baseball at large, let's start with the team that you cover on a regular basis, and a Miami Marlins squad that's hovering around 500. They've had some hot streaks and cold streaks. They won 4 in a row, lost 5 in a row. Now they just swept the Nationals, win 3 in a row. What's the latest with the Marlins this year?
Yeah, it's fun. It's a young team that's going to go through ebbs and flows naturally. So I think we're just kind of experiencing that firsthand. And, take on the Mets and you sweep the Mets in Miami, and then you go to New York and you get swept by the Mets in New York. That's just the burden of a young team. And for the Mets, I guess that's the burden of an up and down roster right now and a lot of unknown on that roster. So I think the Marlins are just kind of they're wearing it for half a week at a time, and then they look like an unstoppable offense for half a week at a time. It's just a matter of consistency, and you're going to get that as guys just get more time in the big leagues. But if you're not paying attention to the Marlins, they have 3 of the more interesting hitters in baseball. Liam Hicks was a Rule 5 pick last year. This guy was not on anybody's prospect radar. And he's top 5 in all of Major League Baseball in RBIs right now. They got the batting average leader in Otto Lopez, who looks like one of the better shortstops in Major League Baseball, and then Xavier Edwards, the second baseman, hitting over 300. There's a world that they have 3 All-Stars this year, and they're a team sitting, 4 or 5 games under 500 right now. So while the record may be what it is, it's been way more fun than what a record would indicate.
Yeah, 2 games out of third place. They are not in last place in that division. That honor belongs to the New York Mets. How surprised are you that the Mets are, sitting here in the basement early in the month of June?
It's hard when you've got $100 million on the IL at any given time. That is the big overarching takeaway that I have. Now, does Bichette need to play better? Yes. Is Bichette coming off a 4-hit day yesterday? Yes. Can Juan Soto be playing any better? No, probably not. But Luis Roberts hurt. That was a big trade acquisition for them this offseason. Lindor is hurt. That's the guy that stirs the drink for them. They've got a whole bunch of other injuries. Polanco is sort of kind of ready to come off the shelf, but maybe not yet. Kodai Senga threw 91 pitches in Syracuse, but were the results good enough? Carlos Mendoza said the results on a rehab assignment have to start mattering. So there are a bunch of things like that. Honestly, it's been fun as somebody not living and dying by every pitch with the Mets to watch a guy like Carson Bench blossom and watch a guy like Ewing blossom. And I'm sure it's fun for Central New Yorkers, seeing all those guys in Syracuse right before they get up. It's just been
I don't know. I guess it's been frustrating, but with how much money and how much production you have sitting on the IL, it's hard to find a groove, and we're only 2 months in.
Yeah, A.J. Ewing, he was here for a hot second. He played so well in a Syracuse uniform. They pulled him right up, and he's been fantastic in a big league uniform as well. One more on the Mets. You know, I realize the trade deadline is still 2 months away, but what do you envision them doing around the deadline if things continue to go like this?
So it's funny. I had the opportunity last Friday because we were in New York, and to kickstart every homestand, David Stearns will speak with the local media in New York. So you get Carlos Mendoza every day, and then you get David Stearns like once a homestand. And we just happened to be there when Stearns was speaking. So he fielded a whole bunch of trade deadline questions, and the overarching point that he continued to make was it's way too early to decide the direction that they're going. Luke Weaver was not very good in April. He was untouchable in May. Which Weaver are you going to get in June? Devin Williams. Which Devin Williams are you going to get in June? Like, at the end of the day, I understand that, you know, you may feel like they lost a division in April and May, but they didn't lose a wild card spot. They're, 8 or 9 games under 500 at this point. Like, it's not an insurmountable deficit for the New York Mets, particularly given that they have Juan Soto on that roster, and they have Lindor coming off the shelf and Polanco coming off the shelf, and, you know, hopefully Robert at some point coming off the shelf as well. So I think that they're going to give themselves 4 to 6 more weeks to figure out what direction they go. Now, if they do go the direction of selling, you start to try to identify the pieces that you sell, and the clearest answer is Freddie Peralta, right? Peralta is effectively a rental buy if you do trade him at the deadline because he hits free agency after this year. And then the other one would be Luke Weaver for me, because Weaver just signed a 2-year deal. If a good team can go grab him for a year and a half, and you know he's one of the better relievers in Major League Baseball, that should get them a nice trade return as well. So those would be the 2 guys I look at if they choose to sell, but according to them, it's way too early to decide their fate.
Stay in your division there with the Philadelphia Phillies. Cincinnati baseball took over. They have just moved into a half game out of the wild card, beating up on my Padres for during that stretch. But, you know, are they for real? And that lineup is stacked, right?
That lineup is stacked, but offensively, they've been one of the worst performing teams in baseball. Like, you see a lineup with Schwarber and Harper, and you're thinking, okay, this is going to go really well. And Schwarber is not having a slouch year by any stretch. Kyle Schwarber has been one of the premier power bats in baseball, but all the complementary pieces have just not been that good. So, like, they have this top third production from Schwarber, Harper, Brandon Marsh has been really good. But aside from that, I just don't know what they have there. I think they are too good to be outside of the playoff picture looking in. I think they're a playoff team. And if you haven't had the chance to watch Christopher Sanchez, I know the 50 2/3 scoreless just ended yesterday, but Paulie, I assume that you were all eyes on Sanchez slicing and dicing through your San Diego Padres. And that guy, I mean, since the beginning of last year, has been the best pitcher in baseball, and it really hasn't been close. He's been an innings accumulator. He doesn't allow runs. He doesn't allow hard contact. And for the most part, he does it with 2 pitches. It's a sinker and a changeup. He is absolutely disgusting. And with him and Wheeler at the front of that rotation, they're super duper dangerous.
You talk about Sanchez. Is he clearly the Cy Young leader? And do you think Ohtani can get enough innings in to compete with him?
It's a good question. I think about, I believe it was 21 when Corbin Burns won the Cy Young, maybe 22 in Milwaukee where he threw 167 innings or something like that. And I'm just thinking, if Ohtani gets there, does he have the juice to do that? And I would think yes, but I also think that 165 innings might be outside the realm of possibility for him. I see him throwing 150 innings, and I don't know if the voters could justify giving the Cy Young Award to somebody that throws 150 innings. Like, the wrinkle in all of this is Mizorowski. Jacob Mizorowski in Milwaukee put up a 0.23 ERA in the month of May, struck out north of 50 guys, and still didn't win NL Pitcher of the Month because Sanchez did not allow a run for the entirety of the month of May. So, like, Sanchez is the National League Cy Young right now. But this young kid in Milwaukee, Jacob Mizorowski, is throwing like one of the best pitchers that we've seen in recent memory right now, with the strikeouts, the lack of walks, and he's going deeper into games that I think anybody could have expected. So he's like the one to keep your eye on as it pertains to Sanchez. I just don't think Ohtani throws enough innings.
If he does, is there any chance you see him getting the Cy Young and the MVP?
Yes, absolutely. I like the MVP is signed, sealed, and delivered at this point, I think. I mean, this guy's like down years offensively are in 880 OPS and 900 OPS. Like he set the bedrock offensively at such a high place that whatever he does pitching wise is just a cherry on top of the sundae. It's tough to call it the Ohtani Invitational, but that is what the NL MVP has turned into at this point. Same with the American League MVP. I think it's Aaron Judge until proven otherwise, and we'll see what this bone bruise in Judge's shoulder, has to say about that, and how the MVP race percolates in the American League. But in the National League, like, it's Ohtani until proven otherwise. So I think MVP is a shoe-in, no doubt. It's Ohtani. The big one is Cy Young, and that would be so cool to see this guy win a Cy Young award.
I'm going to ask you one question, two more about the Cy Young. Mason Miller, any chance that a reliever gets in there and sneaks into the conversation?
If he was in the American League, I would give you a firm yes, he's in the conversation. But with the way Sanchez is throwing, with the way Mizorowski's throwing, and with the way Ohtani's throwing, and the way that we know Skeens will throw over the course of this summer, I don't think it's going to be a possibility. It's crazy that we're waiting on the first guy since, Eric Gagne in like 02 or 03 to do it. But if there's anybody that could do it, it's Mason Miller. If he were still in Sacramento throwing in the American League, I would tell you firm yes, he should be in the conversation. But right now he's on the outside looking in.
You mentioned Skeens in Pittsburgh. Pirates are, 4 games above 500 right now. You look at the A's are, 2 games out of first in the AL West. You got the White Sox 2.5 games out of the Central. Of those 3 teams, White Sox, A's, Pirates, which one are you buying into? Do you think any of them could be playoff teams at the end of the day?
So the American League is really bad. Like, not to mince words, it's really not good. So, like, the White Sox, I think because of the external, because of the teams that are around them, I think the White Sox have probably the best shot to do it. But the Pirates have this spark and they have this energy that's really interesting to me. Jared Jones is a big X factor for me in Pittsburgh because this guy is one of the more electric young arms in Major League Baseball. But he's coming off of elbow surgery. So, like, who knows what Jones looks like? But you've got Paul Skeens throwing like Paul Skeens. Braxton Ashcraft has actually been the best arm in that Pirate rotation. He's been better than Skeens and looks like a legit all-star. And then you have so much ability in Jared Jones and Bubba Chandler, and then this reliable fifth starter in Mitch Keller, who they already paid. The Pirates need to go get bullpen help. Like, they're running into serious bullpen issues, and they blew a game last night in Houston that they had no business blowing. If they add a couple of relievers, I will tell you the Pirates are like the most formidable contender of that trio. But based on like the competition around them, I would say if you had to ask me which of those 3 teams makes the playoffs, it's the White Sox.
We got to ask you about the Yankees here before we go. Yankees sitting a game out at Tampa Bay. They've been kind of hot and cold. They've been a little streaky at times. We know that they've been dealing with injuries, and it seems like they're on the verge of getting healthier here. Do you look at the Yankees as the heavy favorites in the American League, or where do they kind of fit in the pecking order for you?
I do. This American League is really not good. Really not good. I'd be curious to see what Toronto looks like when they're healthy. Now, Toronto, they've had some underperformers offensively, but AAA Buffalo right now is running out. I think their next 3 probable starters are Dylan Cease, Shane Bieber, Max Scherzer in Buffalo at Salem Field. That's unbelievable. So I want to see a fully healthy Toronto. I'm also intrigued by Baltimore. I'm just never putting them away. And then Tampa, you can never count out, although on paper, they're just nowhere near the team that the Yankees are. Again, like, I just come back to the severity of the Judge injury, and I come back to Stanton, like, when's he going to be good to go? And if the answer is right after the All-Star break and you've got Judge that, is finding his form again, the AL this year does kind of feel like that coast league where you can, put it in cruise control for a little bit and then get healthy and get right. I'm also curious about Max Fried right now, just injury-wise. What's going to be the deal with him over the course of this year? But Weathers is throwing the ball really well. Garrett Cole has looked incredibly sharp on the heels of an elbow surgery, and then Rodon is Rodon as well. So, Cam Schlittler could probably win the AL Cy Young. There's a lot to like with the Yankees, and I think, if you were to ask anybody, they would be lying to you if they didn't tell you the Yankees are winning the American League right now.
Final question. My Padres somehow still atop the wild card with no offense whatsoever. Tatis catching a lot of the blame for it, but he's been fine the past month. Do you think they can go out and get a bat? Should they even bother going out and getting a bat at this point? And where do you see them doing?
So I guess my answer to should they even bother and will they are very different because AJ Preller operates in a world of his own. So should they even bother? My thought is no. Think about next year and the year after. But is AJ Preller going to blow up whatever piece of the farm that he built over the last calendar year to go get a bat? Yeah, for sure. So I think they will. They need offensive help. Clearly, Castellanos was not the guy. Maybe they can try with a couple other vets on the minimum and see what works. But for me, I'm looking at Tatis, obviously, with the one homer. I'm also looking at Machado, man. Like, Machado just has to be better. Merrill has to be better. And they're incredibly talented players. So for San Diego, like, they are so darn good pitching-wise. That bullpen is one of the best bullpens that we've seen constructed in the last decade or two. It's just a matter of hitting enough. They can be a bottom half offense in baseball. They just can't be a bottom five offense in baseball.
All right, Jack, enjoy the sunshine down there in Miami. We appreciate the time. Thanks for coming on.
No, I appreciate you guys.
All right. Jack McMullen, voice of the Miami Marlins, joining us here on the program. And with that, phone lines open the rest of the way. 315-437-7644. We're back after this on ESPN Radio.
You guys think he looks like Joey Lawrence?
Whoa.
Week, Steve, but the following week I'm taking off.
Whole week?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to do that too, or do you want to?
So there's 2 days that week that I have to take off anyway.
So, yeah, all right.
So, I mean, I can be here the other three, but Monday and Thursday I have to be off that
week.
week.
Let's go.
You want to?
Yeah, take it off.
Well, we can talk as it gets closer. If you want me to do like a show here and there, I mean,
these guys can live without us for a couple days.
Yeah, Monday is JP's kindergarten graduation, and then Thursday.
You don't graduate from kindergarten.
Well, you do. You do. Moving up ceremony, whatever.
We didn't have that. Did you have a kindergarten graduation?
I don't. Yeah, it was 45 years ago. How would I know? I don't know.
We didn't have that shit.
My guess is yes.
No, we didn't.
We had some sort of moving up ceremony. You did.
I didn't have a moving up ceremony till high school.
You didn't have like an end of the year, some sort of ceremony or celebration.
We had a party. My parents didn't come and put a cap and gown on us.
I'm sure you did. Well, there's no cap and gown, but
no, we didn't. We were men back then. I was a man in kindergarten, Steve. I don't know if you know this.
Bon Jovi could have been Artist of the Day today.
Why?
That was one of the choices, wasn't it?
Govendo was smoking Pall Malls in first grade. Yeah. We didn't have no moving up, Sarah. That is true. I'm the same size I was in kindergarten. I'll take that. Speaking of kindergarten, Paul is at the dentist right now, and he can't tie his shoes. How do you get out of kindergarten not being able to tie your shoes? Right? Wasn't that a prerequisite to get out of kindergarten? I felt like.
That's a great question, yeah. So is he not coming in here then for today's business?
No, Dave's coming.
Oh, I think it's time.
You think he'll have a cavity?
How would I know?
What?
How would I know? I don't know what his habits are.
Well, they want to take a bet? I'll go yes, cavity. I feel like I'm missing a song, or I deleted a song. Complicated. Avril Lavigne. Paul is at a dentist appointment. Tim is on vacation. So we get Dave, third string.
That's not very nice. I don't look at you like that, David,
Yeah.
just so you know.
He's our Filardi.
You could say that. I'm not gonna.
Just keep it up.
I'm not gonna disagree with you
Hey,
there.
Filardi, what's up? That's your new nickname, Filardi.
It's not very nice.
Third string.
We got today's business brought to you by Superior Plus Propane. Going off of Complicated. It's the song I was waiting for. I'm very happy I walked into that. So about a month ago, the Duke and Amazon Prime deal was discussed, where the first college program to have games broadcasted on Amazon Prime. So for the Duke and Michigan game, it's looking like this game's not going to be played at Madison Square Garden, but down in Miami, home of the Miami Marlins. This will be the first time a college basketball game has been played in a baseball stadium since 2022. It's been a handful of instances, and it's going to be very different, something we're not used to.
I wonder if that would open them up to a Final Four if this works.
Yeah, in 1999, they had the Final Four at Tropicana Field. I believe that was the last time they had a Final Four at a stadium like that. Yeah, 2022, Wisconsin men's and women's both played at American Family Park in Milwaukee, and Petco Park, San Diego, 2015, hosted San Diego State.
Yeah, that was an outdoor game, though. So.
Yep.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's the idea, right? Is they're going to play? They're going to play outdoors? No.
No, it's got a roof.
Miami's indoors, yeah.
Oh, I thought it was both. Isn't it retractable?
It might be, but I'm sure
assuming it'll be indoors in December, but
in Miami, I mean,
no, you got to leave the roof shut.
Yeah,
yeah.
I know with the aircraft carrier games, they used to have
because they've had a few.
That one horrible.
They've obviously
the
had a few
condensation.
outside.
They had to delay the games because the courts were unsafe.
Yeah, the Syracuse game on the aircraft carrier couldn't shoot.
Nobody can make a three.
Yeah, because
it was sick to watch from that perspective, but the game itself was definitely messy.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming the roof's going to stay on for this one.
Yeah, I agree.
That's interesting. Yeah, I mean it's obviously gimmicky, but it's all about making money, right? And that's why Duke is playing these games on Amazon Prime and against marquee competition, and you know they're trying to make some money, and it's good exposure for the programs, and it's different and it's new, and why not?
It's a beautiful ballpark too. It's just empty when the Marlins are
That's
playing.
right. You were down there a couple years ago.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
It's like a mall. It's just empty.
Was the roof closed when you were there?
Yeah, because it was pouring rain out.
It does rain a lot in Miami
it's also
too.
Hot as hell.
Yeah,
in Miami, you need that
over the summer.
Hot and rainy every day.
Yeah.
So yeah, Fox and Michigan, there was a dispute on their end. So Duke either had to find a new opponent or basically relocate. And John Shire and Dusty May both wanted to keep this game going. And Dusty May actually has ties to the Miami Marlins owner, as he coached FAU to the Final Four. He threw out a first pitch for the Marlins after their run in 2023. And the Marlins owner wanted to get FAU to play a game there at the time. Never materialized, but it's all coming full circle now. So
interesting.
It's an interesting story. Something I'm looking forward to.
Needed to find a place, and they found a baseball stadium to play in.
Yeah.
It's not like they're using it in December. So
Very true.
Good stuff.
Yeah, so yesterday, CBS Sports' Isaac Trotter put out a way too early ACC basketball ranking. He put these teams into 5 different tiers. Tier 1, title contenders, all the way down to Tier 5, the basement. He has Syracuse right now in Tier 4. He has them finishing 11th in the conference. Tier 4 is a bubble, even given the expanded field. His main concern with this team was shooting. You have Garway Dual at the guard. He's not really known as a shooter. And then down low, none of the centers are really prolific floor spacers either. He did point out the positional size for the Orange. However, if you look through the ACC, pretty much every team has a tall backcourt now. It's just the way teams are building positional size. So it's like, yes, Syracuse has this, but every other team's doing it too. So who can do it better is what we're going to see.
Yeah, shooting is a question mark, and rebounding, I think I'm a little worried about too.
Seems like we're talking about that every year, right?
Yeah.
The shooting and the rebounding.
Definitely pointed out the importance of offensive rebounding to give them a chance to compete with these higher teams as well. Defense.
Yeah, I mean, I think in terms of the shooting, I'm not sure that they have one true sharpshooter on the team. You hope that collectively they've got enough to keep defenses honest. Tobiasen, for instance, his first year at Temple, he was over 41%. Last year, he took on a greater scoring role and was higher on the scouting report and all of that good stuff. The volume went up, the minutes went up, and his three-point shooting went down last year to essentially 34%. I think you're going to be looking for him to be a good three-point shooter. Certainly, you hope that, you talked about last year, Sadiq got better from the three. Cayenne, you hope, can fill it up from deep. Doty, Mamatovic. I mean, you've got options. I don't know if any of them, I don't know that you look at any of them and say that is their top skill. Maybe Mamatovic. I mean, we don't know enough about him yet. But I think you hope that collectively you have what it takes to, you have enough three-point shooting. But I'm not sure they have that one guy that you can rely on.
All right, Steve, tomorrow, what do you want to do as our starting 5?
What were the options? I know we tossed around a few, didn't we?
He's a back-to-back champion so far.
Rappers we brought up.
So what was one sandwiches?
No, we've already done sandwiches.
Oh, we did? We did soups one time. Did we do sandwiches?
We definitely did soups. I'm not sure
I
about
thought we
sandwiches.
did sandwiches.
I feel like we did.
I don't know. I don't remember. I don't know. I'm intrigued by rappers, but that's people, though. Does that kind of defeat the purpose?
Yeah, but they're not basketball players.
Yeah, no, I guess.
I don't know how tall each one of them is.
We count celebrity games where some of the rappers actually play.
Yeah,
we have some footage.
But I don't know how they shoot.
Watch the highlights real quick.
We could do we did ice cream, right?
We did.
Do we do board games?
I don't think we did board games, no.
That could be something.
Starting 5 board games?
That would be challenging. Okay.
All right. And it's National Cheese Day, Steve. Your favorite cheese rat boy.
Mozzarella.
Mozzarella's your favorite cheese?
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Dave?
I'm going to go Kobe Jack. Something different.
I like cheddar.
Okay.
Can't go wrong with cheddar.
Sharp cheddar.
I like cheddar.
Provolone's a 1B for me, too.
I like provolone.
On any sandwich, I'm going provolone.
Top 5 cheeses?
All of those that we just mentioned.
Pretty much.
American?
Left out, what, Swiss?
I love Swiss.
I'm not a huge Swiss fan.
Yeah, I can tell you.
You like Swiss with your ham, don't you?
Swiss ham and Swiss.
Ham and Swiss, yeah.
Yeah. All right, we'll take a timeout. We'll come back. We'll do another blind ranking running backs. We did shooters yesterday, blind ranking running backs.
All right, let's do it. Back after this on ESPN Radio.
Come back and get spinning.
Guys, can you leave the bigotry out of our chat? I have to ban you. That's 2 bannings now, Steve.
Can you hand me the really small pen?
That's 2 bannings I've had,
Why,
and
what
it's
happened?
both for the same thing.
What happened?
It's just people being bigots. Like, you could say anything in this chat and you're not going to get banned. The 2 people that have been banned have been bigots. No, it wasn't Tronic. It wasn't even in doubt. You say that, you're getting banned. Isn't Dave doing the next segment?
He's coming back.
Oh.
He's coming back.
They were going to leave Jim Brown out.
Who was going to leave Jim Brown?
Because he's not in the top 20.
Oh, come on.
How is you? Melks is there today. Greg Francis is there. Athletics a half game up in that last wild card spot, Steve. Hanging on for dear life. Padres are only a half game up too. Is the Red Carpet Inn in Mattydale still open, or is that defunct?
Is what?
The Red Carpet Inn in Mattydale? You don't know that? Right next to where the Christmas tree shop used to be. And
Oh, yeah. I know where that is. That little plaza that there's like nothing in it anymore.
the Hyde's Hot House was there. There's a lot of stuff there. There's only, just Media Plays empty. Petco. Everybody's favorite blind rankings coming up. They loved it yesterday, so now we're just going to do it every. They hated it yesterday. I mean, so we're going to do it every day now, Steve, because we enjoy it.
Yeah, we do enjoy it.
Yeah, I have fun with it. Blind rankings are the hip thing to do on the TikTok that the kids do.
The TikTok.
I'm just replaying a song because I don't know what happened to one. Happy ending again. Just repeat. I'm like a top 40 station. Just play the hits.
Yesterday wasn't yesterday repeat day?
Oh, yes, it was.
You're just celebrating a day late.
On Sunny 102, the 4 at 4 yesterday was Moni Moni, Bye 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 by NSYNC, Talk Talk, and there was one other one. Don't remember what it was, but it was all songs that repeat themselves.
Clever.
Dave is here.
Still here. I mean, I guess he's back if you were watching.
Didn't go very far.
He walked out during the commercial break, but he is back now.
Kind of proving that we only need one person to do this. Not a good look for these guys.
In the summer, at least. I can hold the fort down, no problem.
All right, it's time for blind rankings. We enjoy this, Paulie.
Yes, blind rankings. We did pure shooters yesterday.
It's hard, but we enjoy it.
We are going to do running backs, and we took 20 of the best running backs, right, and put them into a wheel, and we have to blind rank 5 of those 20, Steve. I'm going to write down 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 on my paper so I know.
That's how many spots we got. We've got 5.
Only a handful.
5 spots.
Who we got number 1 in the spin?
Number 1, we got James Mungro.
James Mungro.
He's what? 4th rushing TDs and 6 all time.
6 all time in yards.
I'm gonna go. I don't know who's on the list. So,
I know this is hard to do.
That which is part of the
one. That's a hard one to get first.
Yeah, right? I'm gonna put him 5th.
Okay,
or 4th.
I was thinking 4th. Because again, he's 6th all
tough.
time.
Out of the top 10, he's like middle of the pack, so it doesn't make it hard for this.
But there's one that if you get and you don't have him number 1, you're an idiot. There's actually 2 or 3, but so it's tough. So let's go 4 with him.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking 5 with him. I was thinking either 3 or 4. So I'm okay to put him 4.
There's so many good running backs at Syracuse that you maybe paint yourself into a corner here.
No, I think that was the place to put him.
Look who's number.
He's 6th all time.
Look who's number 7. If he pops up,
well, yes,
he's better than him.
Look at
7's better.
8, 9, 10. Like they would fall below him. So.
Yes.
All right. Anyway, let's stop arguing. 4. We locked him in at number 4.
All right. Let's move on.
Waiting for the wheel. Oh, he said he put a wheel sound in here for me somewhere. I don't know where it is. So.
All right. Next up, we got Mo Neal.
See, there you go.
Good one. Mo Neal, 5.
Go 5 with Mo Neal.
That one was not as difficult.
No. We were saving that spot for him. That's not the team from.
No, dude, he's 5th.
Right. He's on this. Just the fact he's under consideration.
It's a good problem to have.
He's in the same list as Walter Reyes, Jim Brown, Floyd Little, Joe Morris. Come on.
All right. We may regret not putting James Mungro 3rd, but let's see.
Time will tell.
You guys need quicker wheels.
Yeah.
These wheels do take forever.
As we're talking, then you can do the next one.
Do the next one.
That works.
Just so we're not waiting.
We got Joe Morris next.
Oh, okay.
Oh, boy, goodness.
Okay.
He's 1 or 2.
I think he's 2. I think because
if you get Jim Brown,
yeah, right. You want.
But what if you don't get Jim Brown? Who's above him?
I mean, I think
Walter
Floyd,
Reyes,
Ernie Davis, like the 44s are probably above Joe Morris.
You're betting the odds that we're going to get one of those.
Okay, right. but again, as you said yesterday, like you can't go wrong with having Jerry number 1. But like if
Jim Brown's
if Jim Brown's number 2 or 3, you would be like, that's ridiculous.
All right,
so
Joe Morris.
So I think we go 2 there and leave that spot open. And now this gives us some flexibility. We got 1 and 3 left.
All right, man.
We can skip the awkward silence this time. I went ahead.
All right, nice.
We got Floyd Little next.
Oh my God. 1, right? You got to go.
Well, yeah, but now again,
got the last one coming.
Now,
up.
if we get Jim Brown,
he goes 3rd.
Yeah, that's your own problem. But yeah, what if we get David Walker?
No, I know. I think we got to put Floyd first. We're rolling the dice.
Poker face right now. I got number 1 ready. So
we are rolling the dice.
Or the last one, I should say.
Floyd's going first.
All right, Floyd Little, number 1. What do you got?
Last but not least, we got DeLon Carter.
Yeah, we nailed it. We got it right.
It worked out perfectly, I would say.
I would probably put DeLon Carter below James Mungro.
DeLon Carter's 4th all time in yards, over 3,000.
I know.
I think we got it right.
So we got Floyd Little, Joe Morris. You want to do one more? We did yesterday. Or do we quit?
I don't know. Quit while we're ahead.
can.
I think we nailed it. We
did it yesterday.
I wouldn't change anything with this.
Okay, let's do one more.
I think we got it right.
We'll do the rest. All right.
We got Ernie Davis.
Okay.
Ernie Davis won?
Yeah.
All right.
Yep. Again, we're playing the odds here that we're not going to get Jim Brown. And you could
put him 2 behind Ernie Davis and not look stupid.
Exactly. Right.
He's the one guy.
Yeah.
All right, who's 2?
That's what I was going to say.
We doing one more?
Yeah. So,
give us. You're giving us 4 more names. We're going to do.
Was Ernie Davis? Did you get him?
Yes, that was next.
Okay. So what's the next one?
Next, we have Sean Tucker.
That was my initial reaction too.
All right, Sean Tucker 3.
All right. Almost done.
I want to see if the chat's hating it, because if they are,
we got Jim Brown, when we're all waiting for it.
All right.
Okay.
All right. We'll slot him in at 2.
Moving too quick now.
No, I know, because I think we're locked in right now, Paulie.
Yeah, we're killing this one.
We're locked in.
Larry Sonka.
4, right?
Ooh, yeah. Probably would have put him ahead of
We're
Sean
flipping
Tucker.
coins now. We got
But
2
he was
left.
a fullback.
No, I know.
I'm fine with this.
Okay.
We got D. Brown.
Yep.
All right.
We got it right again.
Bang.
Yep. Well done.
We are blind ranking pros.
That was our best one yet.
Last man standing's David Walker. I'm putting him 1 because it's a pretty good name to have, but
there you go.
That's all I got.
All right.
Well done, Paulie.
Yeah. Should I do another kicker here?
We got time.
I mean, why not?
Let me see what I got. See if I can dig one up here really quick. Nobody pulled the gun on anybody for cooking fish in the.
You can dip into what you're going to talk about in WSYR Plus if you'd like.
Okay, do the rest of the national
Favorite
days.
part of the day.
It is.
Give me a sneak peek about what we're going to talk about.
I'll come up with birthdays for.
Okay.
It's not moving though.
Oh, this is awful.
This is like spinning the wheel.
That's how I felt, just waiting for it to land. Went around like 5 times like a roulette wheel. I'm like, all right.
Oh, for God's sakes. Did you do anything fun last night?
Watched game 1. It's as fun as it gets for me.
Most of us did, except for Paulie needed an alert to watch the end of
I
game
gave
1.
up on it. It's National Hug Your Cat Day.
I don't have one.
I don't have a cat either.
National Cheese Day. National Safe Day, so be safe out there. National Old Maid Day. National Cognac Day, Steve.
Okay.
National Clean Beauty Day, so use your exfoliate.
What I need more information on National Safe Day.
National Safe Day. Hold the power to prevent tragedy from repeating itself. End senseless child deaths. So buckle them up.
Okay.
Lock your
good
guns.
cause.
Yeah.
Right. So, okay.
Way to bring the room down. Couldn't ask me about Hug Your Cat Day.
Well, that's self-explanatory. There's a lot of things that fall into the category of safe. I was just wondering.
Keep the kids safe. Steve, I believe the children are our future.
Teach them well.
Let them lead the way.
All right, we'll take our final timeout. We'll wrap things up next on ESPN Radio.
You got to vote, too. I got to write these. My God, Scatman Crothers is a promo, too. June 4th. I'm taking my vacation the week of my birthday, Steve.
I'm aware.
And to
The
celebrate.
day of your birthday is the day of JP's kindergarten graduation. It's a big day.
Did we do Shania Twain?
I think you thought it was her, but it was somebody else, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, it was the other one. The This Kiss Girl. You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, it was not Shania.
Who sang This Kiss?
This Kiss is Faith Hill.
Yes, that's who he did. We just did Rihanna, didn't we? We played Umbrella, yeah. He's coming to the Dome, so we can use him. R. Kelly is banned. Conway Twitty. You seem like a big Conway Twitty fan.
No, but my grandfather was.
Summer has a lot of bands because they must have like summer albums.
It's a good time to release an album.
What do they release now?
I don't know. Singles. I mean, you still release albums.
One buys albums.
Not like the. I mean, still. I don't know. I don't know what format it's on. You're asking the wrong person.
This one would be fun to see if we could get 7 songs out of him.
Who's that?
You don't worry about it.
Oh, okay.
Largest car show in the Northeast, right here in Syracuse. Check out over 7,000 rides, industry vendors, live music, and celebrity meet and greets. Register your ride, grab tickets, and get details now at SyracuseNationals.com. Proudly presented by the McGuire Automotive Group in Cabin World.
It's a long commercial break right now. 2 people from this band have birthdays. Crazy. You know what I haven't had in a long time, Steve?
What's up?
A nice nap. You had a nap in a while?
I have not taken a nap in a long time.
R. Kelly was convicted. Michael Jackson was never convicted of anything, Dominic. That's why. What's the last album you bought or listened to beginning to end, Steve? That's a good question.
I couldn't tell you.
I just listened to Joe Jackson's greatest hits on album. I popped the album on this past weekend. On album. Stereophonic sound. Crackles. We wrap up with Girlfriend. I was wondering if I was gonna know this one. I do know this one. I liked her. She was great in concert last year. Was it last year at the Amp?
It was. I didn't make it, though, unfortunately.
I probably had an unhealthy crush on her at one point in my life.
Really?
Yeah. I like the bad girls, Steve. I
guess so.
Her and Pink.
You have a type.
Yeah. Your artist of the day choices are, I don't know who this is. I know I've heard of them, but I don't know what they sing. Kesha?
Yeah.
Okay.
With the dollar sign.
For sure.
Yes, get the dollar sign.
Shania Twain, James Taylor. That seems more your speed. The Cars, Usher, Steely Dan, Sly and the Family Stone, Fall Out Boy. This one would be interesting to see if we could get 7 songs out of Marky Mark. Psychedelic Furs and Kenny G. So Kenny G, Psychedelic Furs, Marky Mark, Fallout Boy, Sly and the Family Stone, Steely Dan, Usher, The Cars, James Taylor, Shania Twain, Kesha. I am going to vote first for Steely Dan.
I'm going Usher.
I'm going to go
I
Fallout Boy.
Usher you out of this, please. Fallout Boy. All right, we'll go to the chat. Should I go YouTube or Twitch? To go Twitch because I know they'll respond. Under Govendo, it is Steely Dan by a wide margin. Yeah.
Okay.
Get to play Peg tomorrow, Steve.
Missed opportunity
Is that your
for
favorite
Usher.
Steely Dan song? I know Lurchy Poo, our loyal listener, that's her favorite Steely Dan song.
I don't know a single one, so I'm going to learn a lot tomorrow.
Yeah, you know. Hey,
I probably do, but
everybody knows every Steely Dan song. You don't, like, it's elevator music.
We'll see.
Hey 19.
I wonder if Paul
Reeling
has.
in the years.
I'm sure Paul hasn't because he hasn't listened to music at all. But we'll see. We'll find out together.
Would you like a lesson in? I can't do a lesson in Usher because I don't think any of our stations play Usher. But I can do a Fallout Boy one, right?
Yeah, why not?
We got a couple minutes here.
Are you a hockey guy, David? Are you invested in the Stanley Cup final?
I'm watching, but I'm not overly invested. I did grow up a San Jose Sharks fan, so watching Tomas Hertl the other night was it's pretty cool to see.
How did you become a San Jose Sharks fan?
He's a Rays fan, too.
I am all over the map. Sharks was one of my best friends in 6th grade. He got me into hockey. We watched games together, and I started following them from there.
Interesting.
Don't sleep on the Rays
I
either.
didn't think we would break down guy nobody knows favorite hockey team on today's show.
I was waiting for you. I was buying some time so you could come up with the music. You're like, oh, I think
no one's talking about the Rays right now.
It was.
They're always good. Come on.
It was a chance to shamelessly
This
plug
year
that
feels
you
different.
Can see the Stanley Cup final on News Channel 9 tonight. Game 2.
Sounds like a news song.
Beginning at 8 o'clock. It
This
does.
is the Fallout Boy. What you missed. The Phoenix. You know that one? I didn't.
Yeah.
Did in the dark. Light them up.
A lot of good ones.
They did a cover of Beat It. Still waiting for it to sound like Beat
I know,
It.
I don't see it.
There you go.
There you go.
Took a second.
And then there's this one that everybody knows. Sugar, We're Going Down. I'll bump out with
Swing
Sugar,
it.
We're Going Down. Tomorrow, starting 5, we'll do a blind ranking of what, Steve? We've done running backs. We've done shooters. Want to do starting or blind rank centers?
Like for basketball?
No, football. Snappers, Steve.
Long snappers.
We'll do centers in football, yes.
Starting 5 left guards.
That would be scintillating radio if we did.
We got all summer for offensive linemen. Nose tackles.
Blind ranking starting centers in Syracuse football history.
The reason I say that is, do you, like, there's going to be some crossover between centers and like, is Derek Coleman a center, for instance? Is John Wallace a center?
No,
because
those are
that
forwards.
changes.
No, those are forwards.
That changes the. Like, do you want to do?
But what does that have to do with you in basketball?
Well, because if you're talking best centers in basketball, why not have it be like best front court players?
No, we'll do John Wallace and Derek Coleman. I would put it power forwards.
Correct. I would too.
So they
Power
won't be,
forward's a tough one,
yeah,
too.
that would be when we do best blind ranking best power forwards. So I would do centers tomorrow.
Okay.
He did play some center. So did a lot of players. Rolled over. Damone Brown played center all one year, and he wasn't a center.
Yeah. So if they are known as a center, that's basically what you're going by.
Derek Coleman was a power forward.
Jeremy Grant played some center, too. You want to go that route?
Oh, that's right. No, just power forwards.
So we're going centers.
Yeah, centers. Centers tomorrow. Ronnie Cycles.
Who's the best center in
Danny
SU history?
Shays. I don't know. That's a good question. bar Ronnie Cycli. Is Ronnie Cycli the best center in Syracuse history?
Oh, you got to take into account Louis and Bowie too.
Oh, Roosevelt Bowie is the best?
Yeah.
Louis was a power forward.
No, I know. But again, there's some gray area there.
We'll have to sleep on it and find out tomorrow.
And we'll do starting 5 board games. All right.
Okay. Are you going to have yours ready tomorrow? Like, are you going to do homework tonight? Or
no.
are you just going to do it on the spot? Okay,
I'll do it on the spot.
I'll do it on the spot too. Then I just want to know.
What, you've been cheating?
No, I
He's
haven't.
already planning it.
I didn't even know the topic last week until the middle of the show. So no,
You still won.
I did 2 in a row. I won the
Preseason
exhibition
counts,
as well.
yeah.
That's right. It all counts.
Didn't Jordan want us to do starting 5 numbers?
Yeah, he did, and I think letters. I think there was numbers.
Letters.
Yeah.
Letters. That's what he wanted.
It was letters.
Starting 5 letters.
Yeah.
And it makes sense because if you put B at the power forward,
Like, I don't get how it makes sense. It does not make sense to me.
you put B at the power forward, you put H at center because it's
I was thinking I because it's tall.
It's not always tall. H is always tall.
Are we doing capital?
Yeah. But either way, H is always tall.
Why is I not always tall?
I is just there. Like it's got no.
The dot goes up. It's lowercase.
I don't know. The letters doesn't make sense to me.
I don't know why it makes sense to me.
So if I win again and I get like a winning streak going and you want to end the winning streak, do letters because I have no clue.
Well, I don't either.
It's not supposed to make sense. That's the whole point of it, right?
You said it makes sense to you.
It's not supposed
like
to.
G seems like a good shooting guard for me. I don't know why.
Okay. I don't know why either. It's so random. All right, we got to go. For David, for Paulie, I'm Steve. We'll talk to you again tomorrow, everybody.
Now, you guys want a second?
What's that?
We'll start recording now. Or you want it?
Yes, please. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
We're done. So
And we'll do
that was our show.
Do the 2 interviews.
That's what we do. I don't know if you learned anything. Starting
You
5.
didn't fall asleep, so that's good.
Starting 5 illnesses would be fun.
This is-